evening, you're watching the news from the Sultan of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Ministry of Health celebrates the graduation of a new batch of students from the Oman College of Health Sciences. And the wildfires in Australia threaten Sydney's water supplies ahead of a heatwave. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The Ministry of Health celebrated the graduation of the second batch of Oman College of Health Sciences and a new batch of Higher Institute for Health Specialties. The graduation ceremony included over 300 students from Oman College of Health Sciences and more than 100 students graduating from Higher Institute of Health Specialties. It included a number of activities and the distribution of certificates to the graduates and excelling students. The students expressed their happiness and pride on graduating after their hard work and efforts they exerted during their years of study. The graduation ceremony was held under the auspice of His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Hamad Al Rubai, Secretary General of Education Council. A top European Union official said Britain and the EU must weigh whether to extend a deadline for talks on their post-Brexit ties. The UK is scheduled to leave the EU next month. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said in an interview that both sides should take stock in the middle of next year and, if necessary, agree on an extension to the transition period. If Brexit happens as scheduled on January 31st, that would leave 11 months to negotiate a deal encapsulating trade, fisheries, education, transportation and other areas. But British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has ruled out delaying the talks beyond December 31st, 2020. Turkey's president said that the United Nations-supported government in Libya has asked Ankara to send troops to Tripoli to defend the city from an offensive by rival forces. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said lawmakers could vote as early as next week on the move, adding that his government would submit a bill to allow for the deployment of Turkish forces to Libya. Speaking to his ruling party's officials, Erdogan explained that Tripoli government of Libya Prime Minister Fayez Sarraj invited Turkey to send troops under a recently signed military cooperation agreement. Ankara and Tripoli have also signed a maritime deal. Both agreements have met with criticism across the region and beyond. Sarraj's administration has faced an offensive since April by the rival government based in eastern Libya and forces loyal to Commander General Khalifa Hifter, who is trying to take Tripoli. 12 people died when a plane carrying 100 passengers and crew crashed shortly after takeoff in Kazakhstan earlier today and collided with a house, but many on board survived without serious injuries. The 23-year-old plane, operated by budget carrier Beck Air, was torn apart and its nose crushed on impact with a building that partially collapsed. The aircraft disappeared from the radar minutes after it took off from Almaty Airport at 7:05 a.m. on its way to the capital Nur Sultan with 95 passengers and 5 crew members aboard. It hit a concrete barrier and then slammed into an uninhabited 2-story house near the city's boundary northeast of the airport. The health ministry said 53 people had been injured, 9 of them children. Most aboard were Kazakhs, but the injured also included citizens of China, Kyrgyzstan and Ukraine. Many Kazakhs regularly commute between the Almaty and the Nur Sultan after government offices and large companies moved north to Nur Sultan, formerly known as Astana, before being renamed in honor of the first Kazakh president, Nursultan Nazarbayev. Australian authorities said today they are focusing on protecting water plants, pumping station pipes and other infrastructure from intense bushfires surrounding Sydney, the country's largest city. Temperatures rose above 40 degrees Celsius in parts of South Australia today, marking the start of a new wave of heat in the continent's south. Firefighters battled the blazes for weeks in the east of the country, received a reprieve of slightly cooler, damper conditions over Christmas, but the respite is not expected to last long. Temperatures in New South Wales state are forecast to head back towards 40 degrees Celsius, fueling fires near Warragamba Dam, which provides water to about 80% of Sydney's 5 million residents. Warragamba Dam is located 65 kilometres west of Sydney, catching water flowing from the mountains. The bushfires have destroyed more than 4 million hectares across the country, dwarfing the terrain burnt by fierce fires in California during 2019. Still to come in our news bulletin. With an aim to activate the tourism movement, the Governorate of South Sharkia organises a camel race as part of the Economic Forum. Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman Television. North Batna Municipal Council reviewed during its meeting a number of projects in the wilayas of the Governorate. The council studied a request to construct engineered landfills in the wilaya of Shinas. It also reviewed comments and observation on the central market in the wilaya of Saham. The council reviewed the impacts of rains on the wilaya of Sohar, and proposals to rehabilitate dams in Sohar were considered. The council members discussed a proposal to use house debris from Batna Coastal Road project as a barrier to prevent seawater from entering the nearby houses. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs implemented a coral reefs and beach cleaning campaign in the wilaya of Shinas in the Governorate of North Batna. Around 22 participants from various government bodies took part in the campaign. Some divers in the area took out the waste that was stuck on some coral reefs. Meanwhile, the organisation of such campaigns aims to protect the marine environment with the participation of volunteers so as to keep the Omani coasts and beaches clean and beautiful. To promote tourism in South Sharkia Governorate, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry in South Sharkia Governorate organised during the Economic Forum a camel race in the wilayat of Al-Kamil wal Wafi. The camel race aimed at attracting tourists and giving them a taste and close interaction with the local heritage and the cultural diversity found in the area. The camel race also aimed at highlighting the importance of such traditional races and signifying the role of camel owners and breeders in preserving this traditional sport. Poetry and traditional Omani singing arts were performed after the camel race. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of partly cloudy skies and scattered rainfall over the governorates of South Sharkia, Worcester and Dhofar. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate, occasionally active over the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. Seas will be moderate over the coast of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 2 meters, while on the coast of the Sea of Oman it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Ministry of Health celebrates the graduation of a new batch of students from the Oman College of Health Sciences. And the wildfires in Australia threaten Sydney's water supply ahead of a heatwave. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studio, it's good night.
يقضي الناس أجمل أوقاتهم ويسجلون ذكرياتهم الممزوجة بالفرح والاستمتاع، فيفترشون العشب ويتناولون وجباتهم المملوءة بالمحبة والمشاركة، وتسمع ضحكات الأطفال المختلطة بصوت أمواج البحر. ولكن هناك ممارسات تشوه هذا الجمال وتحرم الناس من الاستمتاع على الشواطئ. فيد تقتلع النباتات من أجل حرقها بغرض الشواء، ودخان يعبق بالمحيط فيزعج زوار المكان ويضايقهم، وجمرة تحرق المسطحات الخضراء. وبدلا من رمي المخلفات في الأماكن المخصصة لها، نراها منتشرة على الشاطئ، فيتعرض المرتادون للإصابات بالجروح بسبب أعواد الشواء، وتصل القمامة إلى المياه فيتلوث البحر، وتتعرض الكائنات البحرية للتسمم والموت. وفجأة يخترق هدوء المكان ضجيج الدراجات والمركبات دون أن يدرك من يمارس هذا الفعل أن ذلك يشكل إزعاجا وخطرا على مرتادي الشواطئ. حافظ على نظافة الشواطئ والمسطحات الخضراء، وتجنب مضايقة الآخرين حتى لا تكون عرضة للمساءلة القانونية. مع تحيات بلدية مسقط.
عزيزي ولي أمر الطالب، بادر إلى تحديث عنوان سكن ابنك، وذلك بإضافة رقم حساب الكهرباء في البوابة التعليمية لسلطنة عمان www.moe.gov.om. مع تحيات وزارة التربية والتعليم. التعداد الإلكتروني للسكان والمساكن والمنشآت 2020، إدارة المعلومات لتنمية مستدامة.
عطاء الشباب بالبذل والتفاني عزم متوقد بالهمة في بناء عمان. نقترب من تطلعاتهم، أحلامهم، أفكارهم وإنجازاتهم. شبابنا والنهر، يأتيكم في الأوقات التالية.
المندوس صندوق خشبي مستطيل وزخرف يستعمل لحفظ الأغراض الشخصية، ويصنع من 6 قطع خشبية تشكل واحدة منها قاعدة الصندوق، أما القطع ال4 الأخرى فتشكل جوانبه، ويتم الجمع بين القطع ولحم بعضها ببعض بالمسامير. أما القطعة الخشبية الأخيرة فهي غطاء المندوس، ويكون في أعلاه، وتصمم بطريقة تمكن من فتح المندوس وإغلاقه، ويضاف إلى المندوس مغلاق قفل، ويحتوي المندوس أحيانا على أدراج في جهته الأمامية وفي داخله أيضا، وقد تكون هذه الأدراج ظاهرة أو مخفية لحفظ الأشياء الثمينة. كما تحتوي بعض المناديس على 4 قوائم خشبية تقف عليها. يصنع المندوس من خشب الساج أو السدر أو القرط أو الأنبا، المانجو أو الميس أو الفرفار أو الصندل أو خشب الورد المستورد، وتصنع أقفاله من الحديد أو الفولاذ أو النحاس. ويدهن خشب المندوس بالزيت أو بخليط من الزيت ومادة التربنتين قبل زخرفته، أو بمادة الورنيش، أو بأنواع مختلفة من الطلاء.